Yo, what's up guys, I'm on fire here back with another video, and today we're going to be bringing you guys one of the coolest offenses I've probably posted all of this year, and that is going to be the pistol strong formation out of the Ravens offense. Now, this formation is very, very good. I do like it out of the Ravens just because of how much run power it has. You can also combine this with the fact that you can audible to 9 other pistol formations. Now, our audibles are going to be this stretch, alert, X dragon. We're going to throw in the dive. Then I like to leave in that fade smash and the play action levels. As far as some of the other plays we'll run, we will run a triple option, a standard power O, a play action power O, a PA boot, and there's also like a read option, power option. There's a lot of stuff here, but you see we're starting out early with that ground game with Raheem Mostert. I believe that was the classic halfback zone. Now we're going to go to the triple option. Now we're using San Francisco. We have Trey Lance in at quarterback. You need a mobile quarterback to be successful in this scheme. And Trey Lance is the perfect guy. He's quick. He can break tackles. He usually will not cough the ball off or cup the ball up. Now, we are on conservative ball carrier, but you see we're just starting the game out not passing. You don't have to throw a lot. You don't have to really throw it deep. We're going to go to the PA levels here, flat B. We're going to try and use juice check's route, which is similar to a mesh post type of wheel route. Unfortunately, we get hit. Now we go to the PA boot, and you see a lot of these passes are going to be play actions. You will notice that I actually like to leave the play action because it's going to sell it when you're running the ball a ton. Now, let's talk about some personnel stuff. Now I want to go over juice check. I like having someone who's kind of a fullback. You can throw in a Larry Sanka there. Someone who is going to be able to pick up a block for you. You could go heavy receiving there, but I personally wouldn't recommend it. I want my guys to be able to block. So you can throw another tight end there. That's certainly an option. Gronkowski, someone like that. I could have put Kittle there. He's a good guy, but you want someone there, and you see we're just going through running the ball, and thankfully we're able to punch in this dive. Now, one thing I like to do to create a balanced look is to actually motion that fullback over to the left, which is what you saw me do right there. Now, if you want to know what I'm running defensively, I think I'm accidentally in the San Francisco 49ers defensive playbook because I forgot to change it. So we're just running a nickel normal cover 6 invert, one of my favorite plays in the game. And if you're ever facing a bot, definitely a good play. As you see, we almost get alerts. That was the stretch alert. And you notice we almost throw a pick. So we're going to go back to the ground game. This is the power O, and you notice one thing weird happens. Why did I stop running? Well, my controller batteries died. Otherwise, we could have had a lot bigger gain. Thankfully, it doesn't affect us because that was the end of the quarter, so we got some extra time to get those. Here is the fade play, fade smash. You see we have a nice little hitch. And this hitch route a lot of times was open. My opponent was playing some pretty deep coverage over the top. Now you notice we're going to the power option. You see Trey Lance. This is the start of something, what he's going to continue to do for us, and that's fall forward. We go back to this triple option. You notice a guy like Juice Check, he's not even slow in that position, so it's not too terrible to have him there. Now we're going to read option. We're just throwing a lot at this guy. Now what happened there was he actually was using the guy that I was supposed to read, so I didn't know whether to hand it off or keep it. I thought he would go with the running back. He didn't, and he made a nice play. Here's the PA power out, and you notice again, we run the play action, we kind of fool him a little bit, he kind of rushes towards us, and we're able to check it down to juice check, a little bit short, 4th and inches, and you know our favorite play for this, it's the halfback dive. Look at the pancake by my guy Alex Mack up the field. But yeah, the halfback dive is actually really good. It's a pretty quick handoff, and combined with the inside blocking of your fullback and your tight end, it's pretty dang strong when you kind of create that pistol ace slot almost look when you motion over juice check. We're going back to the PA levels here, and this is just the setup that I'm going with. We do have this tight end apprentice ability using San Francisco, so that was something I used a little bit. But again, you see that is a play action of the halfback dive when you run this PA levels play. So we're just utilizing all the play action. That was a play, we ran the dive a lot, so we want to use that play action. Now here's where we can actually flip some of the plays. We flip the power O. Nice user there, maybe bad run vision, but you notice what we're doing. We're running the clock all the way down. We're chewing the clock, controlling the ball. He's only had the ball for 2 plays, I believe, and maybe even 1 play. And you see there's only 2 minutes left in the half. Now this is the PA boot play. I threw Ann across, or I motioned X over on his post or his corner route. Kind of turns into a post, which we'll actually run that play later. But you see we're able to hit Kittle. That was a match coverage look, and he got wide open there. We had a little flat crosser, backside dig route, and then deep post depending on it. But trust me, we do go back to that play. That play is very good. Might just be the best passing play in this entire offense. Now again, We're just running a base cover 6 invert, and he is absolutely caged. You see, he throws a pick that should have been caught. Unfortunately, dropped by Mosley, I believe. He's going back to just heavy, deep concepts. He really wanted to push the ball down the field. You see Tarts there to make the pick. They don't want to return it, want to show off more of the offense, which is hence the reason that we kind of ran backwards. Now we're going to the stretch alert again. This is pretty much the only RPO I'll run. There's a zone alert X screen. It's a little halfback zone with the screen. We ran it on the first play of the game. If he does not have a slot corner, that's the look you might be able to go to if he's in a really heavy set to stop your run game. But you see, this guy was pretty much stacking the box the entire game. Here he brings just too many people down, kind of gave it away that it was a man coverage because we motioned over that receiver from left to right. And Kittle is very good in this game, especially in regs. Not many people are going to be able to stick with him one-on-one on a simple post route like that. So we're really dominating this game up 21-0 before the half. The offense has really been going well. We've been able to run the ball, pass the ball, and pretty much doing whatever we want, all in all, controlling. Pretty much we've had the ball this entire half. I mean, this guy's thrown a couple of incompletions, but he hasn't really had the ball for, much time over 20 seconds. There he cooks up a nice dot to beat my coverage. And there are some holes in this cover 6 invert, but I'll say it how it is. I like this play against bots. A lot of times bots will struggle with a little cover 6 normally. Cover 6 invert, I like that a little bit better, which is why we go with it. But you see, he just gets a little speed. Watkins is a fast receiver. He does get a little speed advantage over my K1 Williams at the slot cornerback position, and that's the reason it's a touchdown. If the speeds are the same, that's an easy coverage, probably another interception, so not too worried about that. Going back to this fade smash play, though, you see we're just trying to kind of labbing this on the fly almost, I want to say. This is probably my first time running this formation all year, but we're throwing little options out, blocking juice check. Also, another benefit of having a fullback out on the field is for blocking purposes in the passing game. So having a guy like juice check be able to pick up an extra block for you, it's pretty much like blocking a tight end, maybe even better because he's going to be able to hold those blocks, even longer. But we're going to probably try and score before half. I just decided to go back to the ground game. He actually had a pretty good user, this guy defensively. He's hit sticking me a lot. We're going to go back to the PA levels. This is, again, you see a lot of times we're just blocking at least 6 people. I noticed that a cornerback did not trail him, so I threw him on a streak trying to catch him up deep. Maybe had him. I definitely had juice check, but we just decided to play it safe. We have Trey Lance. We don't know. His throwing stats are not good, and we just wanted to play it safe, pick up our first down, and continue to live another down. You notice what I'm doing, not a lot, is throwing it deep. We're just playing it very conservatively. This was probably my deepest pass thus far of the game. And, we're playing it smart. We're throwing the football away. We're checking down. And that's what you got to do when you have a running attack. You don't want to go run the ball, and then just throw it deep, risk an interception when you've played balanced this entire time. It's the smarter thing to do is to just play it safe. And that's exactly what we've been doing. You see, we've thrown the ball away a couple of times, not holding on to it, not trying to scramble, do too much with Trey Lance. Just get the ball out of our hands, move on to our next play. You see our opponent, though, he's going to go upstairs again. He throws yet another interception, and that is his 3rd of the game. So now we're in a perfect example of why this offense can also be good, and that's to clock your opponents out. So in this situation, we're up by 17 points. We can pretty much clock them out. You see we get tons of pancakes. I don't know if it's Mac or McGlinchey. I think it's Mac just getting tons of pancakes in this game. I should have checked the stats after, fortunately. But, yeah, we're going Raheem Mostert on the power O now. And one thing I like out of this is the motion factor. I can use a lot of motion, whether it's with receivers or with, running backs, fullback. We can use a lot of motion, and I can actually flip these runs. I can run it to this side. If I want to run it to the tight end side and the fullback side, I can just motion over a receiver. Now I have a lot of times a favorable look. Or I could actually flip it to the right side and run to the same side as 2 tight ends, and then maybe I motion over my fullback, which was a concept we went to a lot. We're going back to the stretch alert dragon. This time we're handing the football off. You see, even if we don't get a big gain on these first downs, we're keeping this guy honest, and we're opening up the passing attack in effect. Here you see I'm talking about this PA boot play again. We go crosser, we keep R1 on his flat route, we keep the play action, but take a look at Brandon Ayuk here in this zone coverage. This was a cover 3. I don't know where his inside third went. He just didn't have one, but against cover 2, that play is going to be wide open as well. Really good deep post. It's always good to have at least one deep post. In pretty much any offense you're running, you got to have at least one of those deep posts in one of your passing plays. That's one thing that I will say, but it's definitely not a terrible, passing formation. There's a lot of good stock plays, stock routes, and then you add some abilities. You can definitely be good in this. Of course, we want to run the football, but if we are not able to run the football, it's fine because we can throw the ball. We're not trying to throw the ball 30 times a game, but we threw the ball around 20 times this game, and we converted well. We took it over the top sometimes. I know a lot of you guys don't want to sit there and check it down. We were able to go up top, as you saw with that Ayuk route. So it's definitely a good offense. I would take a look at it. It's definitely a lot of fun running with the quarterback, Trey Lance. I like running these concepts. These little pistol concepts are a ton of fun. They're actually some of my favorite formations to run in the entire game. As you see, we give up that touchdown. Not too worried about that. He's still down by 18 points. He goes for 2 to try and cut that to a 2-possession game, and he is stuffed on his RPO. So we're definitely in control of 3 possessions now, and we can definitely try out some new things on this last drive, which is exactly what we end up doing as we take a big-time hit stick right there. But here we're going to go with the speed option. Take a look at Trey Lance. Trey Lance might just make the 49ers a really good team to run with this with in regs. He does not cough up the ball. He's actually breaking hit stick tackles. I would have made that guy miss if he clicked on. Of course, I am on conservative, so we can't really do much of that stuff, but Trey Lance is a lot of fun to use. I didn't know he was this good in regs, and definitely might be a team we want to check out more as this 49ers team. Again, we go PA Power O. We kind of fake him out with the play action, which you can really sell these guys if you're able to run the ball well. You can sell these play actions. You notice I kind of cancel them, but I do carry over the motion so he can see it. Again, we're just trying out some new combos. This is out of PA boot. We have a deep post, 2 corner routes, a little under route. Might have had Deebo Samuel there. Didn't want to take the risk. We just check it down. Nice open field tackle by him. But yeah, we're just trying out some new things. Now we go back to the RPO. Now the RPO is interesting. I believe this is another one of those things where they hand off the ball automatically if you don't get rid of it. So you do kind of have to throw that slant quickly. Would definitely be better. This guy was kind of in press coverage all game, so the slant was not really something that I could, consistently go to. But of course, the slant will be something that normally could be open. And again, just depends on the coverage. Here he has his outside corner always pressed and his inside corner backed off, so I don't have much space to throw the slant route at all. The flat route can kind of be open, but again, that outside quarter actually plays it decently just because of the fact that he is so far down. So that RPO is something that I like to run a lot more usually, but I mean, we can really do much based on how our opponent's playing. You got to take what he gives you. Going to the read option now. Unfortunately, with this read option, it is only able to be run to that wide receiver side. I would have liked another read option in this formation, or maybe one where you're able to flip it. It is unfortunate. That's why we didn't go to it a whole lot, but that read option can be nice as well, especially if you like that dive play. I like the dive a little bit more than the read option when you hand it off, but it can definitely be solid. You see, we're just creating nice, easy passes for ourselves. We're throwing a lot of hitches, a lot of underneath routes, a lot of drags, and that's also what opens up the deeper post, deeper corner routes, deep crossers with Kittle. So we're doing all of that. 4th and 1, one of the best plays to run is going to be your speed option, power option with Lance. Just super easy to cut it upfield. More times than not, people will follow the running back, especially if they set their option defense to conservative, if I'm not mistaken. But a lot of times on default, you notice that. And I just like the way Trey Lance hands this football off with the power O. Of course, every quarterback will hand it off the same, but I do like that little power O animation, especially in the passing game, just because it looks the exact same. So if you're getting destroyed by the power O, a lot of times people will run down, defend it. But that's pretty much going to do with the video. If you guys enjoyed, drop a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below, and peace. I'm out of here.